Park Street Books is proud to sponsor the Paige Doodle Club. Find them locally at 504 Main Street, Medfield, Mass. Open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or visit parkstreetbooks.com. No matter where you are, that's parkstreetbooks.com.
Hi, welcome to another episode of the Paige Doodle Club. I'm Mike Paige, and today we are going to draw a king. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The important thing is that you make your mark. All right, so to start our king, we're going to make kind of a rectangle shape, but I'm going to bend the vertical lines slightly, almost like we're making parentheses that are flipped. So we'll have our closing parenthesis on the left side and our open parenthesis on the right side. These are going to be the sides of our king's face. Next, I'm going to make kind of a letter V, swinging down like this. And across the top, I'm going to just make a rounded line, so it's a very flattened rainbow shape. So this will be our king's basic head shape. Now we're going to fill in some details. I'm going to make his nose first, which is not the order I typically do things in. We're going to make kind of a V shape. And then just at the ends, bring a slight line down like that. And then we'll make kind of parenthesis marks again. And at the top of one of the parentheses, I'm going to swing down to make a nostril. Probably won't do that on both sides. Then I'm going to make a line up for the edge of the nose, and we'll start with some eyebrows here. I'm going to have one raised slightly higher than the other. And we'll make the bottom side of the eyebrow And once you have your eyebrow kind of the way you'd like it, you can fill it in. I'm using just a plain old ballpoint pen today, which are actually kind of my favorite pens for doodling because you can work towards a shape rather than committing to it right away. Usually on this show I'll use a gel pen, and with a gel pen I'm committing immediately with what my line is. But I thought for today I would switch it up. It's also a good reminder for you at home that you can draw with whatever you have. You don't need anything fancy. So no excuses for not trying. You just need to start off and get to work. So we've made the upper eyelids, and I'm going to have him kind of looking off to one side. And I have his eyes very narrowed, like he's squinting a bit. So I'm keeping them relatively flat on the bottom. So they're almost squared off here. And I'm leaving a slight reflection there. Then inside that, if you want to make it really dark where the pupil is, you can, to differentiate from the iris. And then I will, rather than draw the entire lower eyelid, I'm just going to kind of imply it. I find that usually if you draw the whole lower eyelid, it's usually not quite as good as if you had just implied that it's there. And I'm kind of making a slight bags under his eyes. Now for the fun part, I'm going to make his beard and mustache, and I'll start with his mustache. I'm going to give him a very, I'm going to have it angled at the part at the upper lip. Rather than just have it come straight across, I'll have it angled just to make him a little more unusual and maybe untrustworthy. Then I'm going to swing out. We'll give him a curly mustache. You can give your king whatever type of mustache you would like. I'm going to give my king a curly handlebar mustache. The downside with working with these ballpoint pens is if you're drawing at an angle like this, they don't always have the best ink flow. But if you're at home drawing flat, it should be just fine. Then our king is going to want a lip. I'm going to give him a lower lip right here. And on the top part, I'm just going to go like that. And we'll fill that in. His mouth is slightly open. And we can make a couple lines in his mustache. And then he's going to want a beard as well, which is why at the beginning we made kind of this V shape at the chin. And I'm just kind of trying to find where I want this beard connecting with the mustache and where I don't. So I think I'll have it about like that. And then we're going to join into the first lines that we made on the sides of the face. And then right where his eyes are, we're going to give him some ears. Now, on a real face, the ears are going to go from the top of the eye to the bottom of the nose. On a cartoon, you don't have to follow those rules. So if this was a real portrait, he would have very long ears. Since this is not a real portrait, I might give him ears kind of like this. If you want your king to have giant, goofy ears or teeny tiny ears, either way is fine by me. I'm just showing one way to do it, but you can certainly branch off any way that you like. Inside of these ears, which are basically just a C and a backwards C, and then you kind of play with what angle you put them on there. Inside of that, I'm making another line that kind of runs parallel, and then we can just kind of make a little squiggle, and you can make a slight shadow that comes down a bit. Fill in those ears a little bit. And then our king is definitely going to want a crown. I made this line very flat across at the beginning, and I kind of wish I had made it at more of an angle. And I think I will make it at more of an angle. So we'll have this little mistake up there. But that's okay. I'd rather draw the crown the way that I want it to sit on his head. So wherever your angle is of where the crown sits, just underneath that, you're going to come to the sides of the head and come out slightly. And then we're going to come up. And again, this is kind of a parenthesis shape. It's not quite a straight line. I have them curving. It's almost concave here, so it's wider at the top and bottom of the crown than it is in the middle. And then we'll put a little design on here. So maybe at the center of his crown, we'll do something kind of like this. And then we'll connect that to the outer edges. And then if you'd like your king to have some hair as well, you could give hair along the edge. I might give this king hair that even comes way down just past his ear and then curls out. And then if you wanted, you could color in your king's hair. Maybe your king has white hair, maybe he's blonde, maybe he's a brunette, maybe he's a redhead, maybe your king is bald. Again, I'm just showing one way to do it, and you can add variations wherever you'd like. I can't see your work, so I won't be offended with whatever changes you choose to make. Having said that, I do love to see other people's work, especially when they've been following along with the show. So if you have been following along and you would like to share your work, you can share it either through Instagram or Facebook or YouTube through the Paige Doodle Club. And we would love to see your finished work. And if you want, you could give your king some furrows in his brow. Something like that. And then we'll give him a really skinny neck. And just the start of his cloak. And we'll do it kind of scribbly so that it looks like it's very expensive fur. And some shoulders. Maybe we'll make a quick scepter over here that he's holding. So that you know he's the all-powerful king. All right, there's our king that we drew. I hope you enjoyed following along. Don't forget to follow on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you follow the Paige Doodle Club. We'd love to see your work. Thanks for watching. Tune in again next time, and we will be drawing a dragon. See you then.
Park Street Books is proud to sponsor the Paige Doodle Club. Park Street Books is an independent children's book and toy store. With nothing electronic in the store, Park Street Books encourages kids to read, play, and unplug. Find them locally at 504 Main Street, Medfield, Mass. Open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or visit parkstreetbooks.com no matter where you are. That's parkstreetbooks.com.